So, when you're writing code, what happens when the answer isn't just a simple yes or no? When you've got a maybe or a, well, it depends on this other thing. Today, we're diving into how Python handles all that real-world complexity, moving way beyond just two options.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Our lives are filled with choices that aren't black and white. It's almost never that simple. So if we want our code to be truly smart, to actually reflect how things work, we need a tool that can understand that gray area, a tool that gets maybe.
And that is exactly what we're going to do today. We're adding a brand new tool to your Python toolkit that lets us break free from the simple if-else world and build something way more powerful.
And here it is. Meet Elif. It's really just short for else if, and it's the absolute key to creating a logical chain. It lets your program ask a whole series of questions one after the other until it finds one that's true. And here's the crucial part. The moment it finds that first true condition, it stops. It doesn't check anything else.
Honestly, the best way to get this is with an example we can all wrap our heads around, figuring out grades on a test. Let's just break down the logic we'd use, in our own minds. It's like a waterfall of logic, right? First, you check for an A. If it's not an A, then you go down and check for a B. If it's not a B, then you check for a C. And if none of those work out, well, you're left with an F. This exact sequence is what Elif was built for.
Okay, now let's see how that logic translates into actual Python code. Here we go. We'll create a variable, score, and we'll set it to 85. Our mission is to use an if, elif, else chain to figure out the right grade. Let's trace this step by step, just like the computer would.
First things first, the program hits that if statement. It asks, is our score, 85, greater than or equal to 90? Well, no, that's false. So it skips the code for grade A and just moves right along to the next check.
Now it arrives at our first elf, and it asks the next question. Is 85 greater than or equal to 80? Yes, that's true. We've found our match.
So, because that condition was true, Python runs the code inside that block, printing grade B. And now for the magic of Elif. The program is done. It completely stops. It doesn't even look at the other checks for a C or an F. Its job is finished.
And this brings us to a really, really important point about performance. You might be sitting there thinking, well, why don't I just use a bunch of separate if statements? That's a fair question. But using a lif gives you a huge advantage in efficiency. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, using a bunch of separate ifs is like making your computer walk down a long hallway and check every single door, even after it already found the right one. It's just wasted effort. The if-elif chain, on the other hand, is smart. It's a shortcut. The moment it finds the right door, it stops, saving all that extra processing time.
Okay, so you've seen how it works. Now it's your turn to think like the computer. Let's run through a quick little challenge with a new scenario.
So imagine our code is controlling a traffic light, and right now the signal is yellow. What's the output going to be? All right, here's the code. We've got our signal variable set to yellow. I want you to trace that logic, starting from the top. What is it going to print? Take a second. You got your answer? Okay, let's see if you're right. The answer is slow down. Perfect. If you got that, you've nailed it. The code first checked if the signal was green. Nope. Then it checked if the signal was yellow. Yep, that's true. So it printed slow down and immediately bailed. It never even got to the else part. You got this.
So let's wrap this all up. As of right now, you have officially learned how to master the middle ground in your code's logic. So what's the big takeaway? Just remember, Elif is simply else if. It's your go-to tool for building these clean, logical chains whenever you have multiple different options. And the most important thing, it's efficient. It stops at the very first right answer, making your code faster and smarter. You can now officially handle the maybe. Hey, if this explainer helped you master the middle ground of Python logic, do us a favor and let us know with a like and subscribe for more deep dives into these essential coding concepts. Thanks for watching.